So, hi everyone again, and welcome to this edition of Trends Code and Trends event. Tonight, we'll be discussing the trends in effective communication for career and business. And I remain your host, Zainab Yusuf Abdurrahim, and I am thrilled to have each and every one of you joining us today. You see, our guest today, when I saw the name on the flyer, I was like, come on, who is going to look for this person? Because she's someone I know personally, I've known for years, and she's efficient, she's reliable, she's all that she says she is. That's just the summary. So, in today's rapidly evolving professional landscape, effective communication skills are paramount for both personal career growth and business success. This webinar aims to explore current trends in communication strategies, tools, and techniques that can empower individuals and organizations to thrive in an increasingly interconnected world. We cannot lie that communication is a big part of. Somebody said caption to English. Hey. I hope that the system gives you the correct caption, no? But if not, please bear with us. I'm going to try to speak the English as it should go. From mastering virtual communication to harnessing the power of storytelling, participants will gain valuable insights and practical tips to elevate their communication game. Again, the guest that we have today, she goes by the name Mutiat Olagoki, and the session you'll be having with us tonight, I promise you, if it was going to be just on our own, she'd probably charge you like 100K, if I'm right, or thereabout, because it's worth that and more. But tonight, courtesy of trendsword.co, we are bringing it to you for free. Come on, thank you. This is the part where everybody claps in the chat box and be like, yes, thank you, Trendsword.
This is awesome. We should
Thank
definitely
you.
clap for church worship. Well
So, whether
done.
you're here to enhance your personal development or to improve your professional life or simply to gain valuable insights, you are in for a treat. We have an engaging and informative agenda planned for you, filled with discussions, question and answer sessions, practical exercises, and more. Without further ado, let's unlock the secrets of effective goal setting together. Welcome to the event, and let's make tonight's journey one to remember. If you're looking to boost your business brilliance, whether you're an entrepreneur, you run a school, have a restaurant, or just, an individual, you can showcase your story in Trend to Watch Weekly magazine. You can amplify your influence by calling 07069385232. I'll take it again. 07069385232, or you can visit www.trendsword.co/contact/. So, allow me to give a little introduction of our amiable, beautiful, very reliable, efficient guest of honor. If I say I should tell you about her in full, we'll finish today's session and she won't be able to say anything because I'll just be reading out citations. So let me make it in short. Mutiat Olagoke is a social entrepreneur, communication expert, publisher, writer, public speaker, graphic designer, just one person, behavioral management and soft skills coach, NLP practitioner, results coach, and teacher. Please, if you're listening, how many things did you count that I said? I'm sure it was like 10. He runs Egret Media Concept, a media company with a niche in education and self-development. She's the lead facilitator, Effective Learning Hub, convener of Muslima Speaks Tribe, which is exactly how I knew her, editor-in-chief and publisher of Kiddies Digest, the chief moderator, Junior Debate League and Spelling Challenge, and chief #Egret Girl. She's passionate about inspiring self-development in children and adults. Mashallah, tabarakallah. So, over to you, Mutiat Olagoki. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I want to say a big thank you to Zainab. Thank you for the nice intro. And Mr. Musa is here for thinking of me. And this is not a case of nepotism or anything. I've been working with their team one way or the other on communication for a while. And I think it was at the end of last year, I thought, it's been a while that I've heard from these people. And they removed me from their consultant list. And then he sent me a message. I'm like, oh, okay, I can't say no to this. Technically, I'm not available, but I couldn't say no to be here because such an honor to be on this platform. Thank you for having me. And we're talking about global trends in communication. I mean, given the fact that this is Trends Watch and we're watching trends in communication this week. And I hope that some of the things I'm going to be sharing will be valuable to everybody in the room, many of which I'm sure that we are aware of, but I think that the average person doesn't follow trends in the context of how it affects them. So, yes, social media is a big deal. But the question is, how does it affect you? How can you leverage on it to grow or to achieve whatever goal that you have? I don't think that people follow trends like that. I believe that one of the goals of Trends Watch is to not only talk about the trends, but give you ways to leverage on those trends to benefit you. And that's what this presentation is going to be, but from the perspective of communication. The introduction is to simply put, given the fact that time is fast spent, is that one of the things that I like to say is that communication is the backbone of the society. I mean, can you imagine us as human beings without the ability to communicate? We're going to be nothing more than trees. I think trees are the least communicating being on the planet, I believe. They just stay in one place. Some people believe that they do communicate, but given the fact that our own communication is very sophisticated compared to us, they are just standing there. They are just standing there, making oxygen for us to breathe and then cleaning up our CO2, right? That's what we would be if we do not have communication. So, what that means is that to be human is to communicate, and to be an efficient human being, a successful human being, to be a human being, to be somebody worth respecting as the sophisticated brain that we were given that separates us from every other being on the planet is to communicate well. And so if there's any trend to watch out for, to definitely be the trend in communication. Like, what are they doing now? I think one of the things I find incredibly pulsing, I mean, is it pulsing? What's the word? Don't let me go and use big English that means if I don't understand. That I find incredibly I won't say annoying, I find it just somehow is when older people say, oh, uh, and this is, children of nowadays, they quickly grasp things because they are computer age children. I find it incredible when people say that. Incredible in this sense is not a good thing, like unbelievable. Because usually the people who say that are the people not willing to learn. They don't want to improve. So I'm at this workshop and we're in different groups. So we have some older professors in one group. And so when we are making a presentation and their own is not looking as fancy as ours, they just stamped all of us as digital native. And that's their excuse for the plainness
Not
of
doing as
of their presentation. And I just keep sitting there laughing. But at the end of the day, we always remind them, all of us are digital natives. All of us live in this world. All of us are here to thrive, to consult. So if the skill required to do our jobs here well is these skills, then it is important that we all become native of it. It is not it is not because someone was born in the 2000s. I was born in the 80s, but I cannot imagine myself saying that Gen Zs are digital native and so I shouldn't know how to use Zoom or shouldn't know how to change the animation plug on my PowerPoint. It makes no sense. So with change happening so fast globally, and communication being the backbone of our society, knowing what to watch out for, keeping up with the global trend in communication is essential for maintaining relevance, especially for those of us that are millennials, because I would say that we have like a window of maybe 10 years of relevance now before Gen Z take over completely. And
And
in
then see
this
how far.
decade, you must know that everybody have their own timeline. And what it means that it could be more than 10 years, depending on how you are able to keep up. It's not, we still see 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds leading. I mean, they're still the top CEOs everywhere, right? How are you able to keep up? Because that's the only way you're going to maintain relevance and you're going to gain competitive advantage and improve your efficiency and your effectiveness. It, it is essential that we're able to identify opportunities, that we're able to mitigate the risk and enhance connectivity to foster innovation and creativity. It is therefore strategic for all of us as individuals and organizations to thrive in today's rapidly evolving communication landscape. It is not a thing of, I'm too old for this, I'm too young for this. You are not too anything for it. For you to continue to be relevant, for you to continue to thrive, or it's not even thriving anymore, to survive,
Mm.
especially given the way our own economy is in the country. For you to be able to survive how things are going, you need to know what is up. And so, what are the things to take note of quickly without wasting much of our time? The first thing is digital transformation. And this is the rise, this is digital transformation and mobile dominance will come with the rise of social media. We need to accept, I believe that most of us have even accepted that
Mm.
communication is going digital. There's no
Yes.
going back. There's no, maybe we should slow it down. Communication is going digital. All these people that are saying, oh, the Samsung, money to buy Samsung AI that is coming out is a lot of, hey, land money when they are still selling
Mm.
100K phone. My sister, that shouldn't be your aspiration. Me, I don't know about you, but me, I'm already ready to risk my liver for the new phone. Not because I want to not because I want to enter every room. I keep laughing at it like, oh, I want to enter every room and just use my camera, the back of my phone to shakara. But for me, it's not that. It is keeping up with trend. How am I going to be a communication expert and I'm still using a phone that was relevant 5 years ago? Whether you like it or not, there are things that will be on these new phones that are important to now that we have to
Yes.
catch up. Now, this is not saying that you should go and collect a job that you cannot afford for the phone. I'm saying that you must recognize that a lot of the changes in communication and even in technology generally, many of them are in mobile dominance, and you must pay attention to those things. Don't go like, because think it's nothing, it's just phone, it's just fine camera. No, it's beyond that. It is beyond that. You could literally point your phone to something now and immediately the search engine is telling you where to buy it. Ah, that's like the future. The future that we used to see in movies in the 90s is here
Yeah.
now. So you have to keep up. There's a growing relevance. Another thing to pay attention to is that there's a growing relevance on online platforms, social media, and message app for interpersonal and organizational communication. Of course, this has been relevant, I think, for me personally since 2013, 2014. But it's unfortunate that I'm sure there are people in this meeting who still don't understand how to leverage social media, much less some of the features that the plugins. So a lot of things that we are watching, for someone like me, I follow the Instagram page, I follow the CEO, I am listening to tech news, I'm listening to what's new on Facebook, what's new on this. There are people that have not even kept up with Facebook Live that was launched in
Mm.
2018. Well, I think it was launched in Nigeria in 2018. They have not even caught up with it, much less all many things that have happened in the last 5, 6 years. And you have to, because with that information comes a lot of things to leverage on. Mobile dominance is still a big deal. Mobile devices have become the primary form of communication. My dad still wishes that every home has a landline, but then my father is in he's still living in the 90s. So, but then again, even he does better than some of us young people. But then you like, oh, I miss landline. I don't know why it does. Because when we had landlines in the late 90s, we also had a landline that had a small mobile phone. So that
Yeah.
when he's talking outside, we can take the phone to him. So I
Yeah.
don't know why he wants a landline. We had a landline that had a mobile phone. And at that time, it seemed as if we were like the big people of the area because our own landline has a small baby that you can take your phone just in front of the house. You can't go further than the compound, though.
Yeah.
And then this man is like, oh, every home should have a landline. Every home, oh, please. It's about time to move on from thoughts like that. And I would say, from a soft skill perspective, when you continue to, is euphoria is amazing. To be nostalgic about something. I mean, I'm saying to be nostalgic about something is good, but to continue to live in the past, we will leave you alone. You just be asking. The next one is visual and multimedia communication. I say it a lot. Videos are in. All this, I don't like to, I don't know how to point camera to my face. I don't want to,
I'm
I mean,
shy.
I'm shy. You will not, I mean, don't let us curse. There are people who are not using it that are probably finding their way. The truth is that the majority of us have to because we're not going to be, they don't call it the 1% of the 1% for nothing. Not all of
Mm.
us will fit into the 1%. The majority of us will have to leverage on the trend. And the trend is that visuals are the in thing, and not just visuals, multimedia. All these people that when they drop something on the group, you'll be saying, 40 MB, I cannot download it. You're not ready. Oh. You're not ready. I don't understand. I didn't even know that people used to count the megabyte of content before they download. I don't get it. What are you doing with the data? Are you eating it? Use it. That's what the data is for. Just it is the
But
oxygen of now. That's what the oxygen, that's our oxygen now. Yes, I know that data is expensive, I know, but Yoruba people say you use money to find money. If you are stingy with your data, you will miss important data. I
mm,
hope for talent is
mm,
I'm just everywhere.
portable.
What?
Somebody please write that in the chat box so we don't forget. I'm coming
And
up with
tag
this.
Portable, right? In fact, talking of Portable, my friends and I were talking just at dinner a couple of nights ago, and we are talking about Portable, and we're saying that why do you think Portable will always have more money than us? Because he knows what is important. He knows that at this point, staying relevant on multimedia is cocoa. And that's why you see him, even when you think he's talking to, he's not aligning, but he knows that you're going to show up. He knows that you're going to show up, and that's it. For you, you are there. You are saying, is what Portable is saying is nonsense talk. How are you leveraging? Portable is leveraging on something that is working now. How are you leveraging? Visuals are working. Multimedias are working. All of us are stuck. I'm managing my data. I'm managing my data. You cuckoo don't know how many MBD reels you have watched today, and you have watched and those reels, you know how they are. As you are entering one, another is coming, and
On
those platforms
TikTok.
they sabi. They will now be giving you the thing that is relatable to the last two ones. Before you know it, your heart will a little deep. Oh, this one is too deep. This one is deep. This one is deep. Question is, when will your own deep come? I've done a few videos in the last month, in the last few weeks, and they've done so well. And somebody was like, oh, it's because of this. The reason they've done well is that I took the whole of December, my break in the beginning of January, to study the views that were doing well. And we like to say, oh, the ones that are doing well are the comedy, comedy, comedy. But I realize that it's not just the comedy. There are those that are not comedy, that are work. So for someone like me, that's a coach that can't do comedy, I'm sitting here reading somebody did a whole case study on how to infuse comedy in content. And so I'm sitting here and reading it and checking this and finding examples on my Explore. And by the time I was going to okay, how do I balance it for me? And I have tried it 3 videos in, and the one that has the least likes, I think, has about 400 likes. The last one that I did earlier in the week has 600 likes. That's the most likes I've had. And I'm not even trying to be an influencer or anything, to be a content creator or anything. I just want to pass a message in a way that works. And all I had to do was to study the trends of what works. And that's what you need to start doing in your industry. What is working in the multimedia phase, in the visual phase? What kind of visuals are working in fashion? Whatever it is that you're selling, go check what people are doing. You don't have to do it exactly. Just bring it back to how you can leverage it to your own reality or your values. So, I mean, so help you God, it works. The rise of social media, I mean, a lot of people can every week. I think it was last month that Mark Zuckerberg was still at the House of the Senate House, the Congress in USA, defending the brand. Was he defending or just begging on behalf of social media for all the people whose children have been abused from social media? But regardless of how much of those bad press come into it, social media continues to grow. It continues to rise. And the secret is in the first word, social. We are social beings. We're born for this. We're born for connection. For those of us that are religious, from the story of Adam, God saw Adam was by himself, playing with the angels, and he realized that this guy can use his own person. And that's what he did. He gave him his own person. And so we are going to spend the rest of our whole life seeking our own people. It doesn't necessarily mean in marriage or relationship. Everywhere we go, it is human. It is everything that we are. It is what communication is. It is what being human is. So social media will continue to rise. Maybe what will change is what platform people are using. I mean, there was a time Snapchat was everything. Like if you are cool, all the cool younger millennials were there. Now it's TikTok. And even though they say it's for small children, we Agbalagba have carried our chair there. We are sitting there. We are sitting there, posting once a week and checking what's going on, which is something you should also do too. Don't be like, oh, I don't like that. I mean, I hear a lot, I don't like Facebook. My sister, it's not about what you like. It's about what is working. Collect all the I don't like. Even let's remove I don't like from this conversation. Yes, what all did I mean? I like it. What I'm doing right now, I particularly don't. I like to talk, but would I really decide that 8 o'clock on a Saturday I want to sit in front of Zoom? I mean, if you know me well, you know that's not going to be my first choice. But I'm here, and is it relevant for my business? Yes. My personal brand? Yes. And I'm also doing something that is adding value. So it's not about what you like, it's about what works, it's about what you have to do. And paying attention to social media is key. Virtual collaboration. All this and a great example of virtual collaboration is here now, where we are on Zoom. Look at the amazing things we are able to do because of this technology. Zainab is in Abuja. I am in Ibadan. I know Muhiba is somewhere in Lagos. She's in Akute. ZHM is in Jos. Ibadatullah, I know you're joining from Suleja. Like, I can tell where many of these women are joining from. And look at us here. This wouldn't be possible. This was not even, I mean, they've been trying this technology for more than 20 years. And it used to be very exclusive to the big companies. I remember that MTN had one ad for big businesses in the early 2000s. Not early 2000. MTN got here early 2000. In the early 2010s. And you had to subscribe. They have to come to your office to fix it. But now, every laptop has it. Every phone has it. And it has, for me, this is the platform that saved my business in the lockdown. I can't even imagine my business without this technology. And it's not only Zoom that exists. There are a lot of other platforms. I just think that Zoom is probably one of the most sophisticated. I am saying one of because I don't want to say it is before they now say no. They exempt out. But I think Zoom is sophisticated. In fact, recently there's an AI tool now that will allow the meeting or the minute of this meeting to be sent to you immediately after, and that's amazing. That's amazing. So virtual collaboration is key. So it means that One of my siblings got a job in the USA, and he lives here in Lagos. He lives in Lagos, and he's going to be able to, earn in not it's not even just about earning in dollars. It's about finding a job. Global relevance, and that's what we're talking about, global communication trends. So he can literally just stay at home in Lagos and work. One of the classes that I have to run tomorrow is going to be taken by my assistant who is in Scotland, and he's going to take the class. And we are able to do that. When it was Japan, it was like, hey, I need to go and find a new person. Then I realized I don't have to find a new person. We could literally just have him connect there, find a day that is free, and we'll take the class. And so we've not had to break our system or lose any opportunity, because wherever you are, as long as you can access internet, you can collaborate with people. You want to think about whatever skill that you have. There's nothing in the world has gone past, so they don't do. It's not relevant in Nigeria. If it is relevant in Switzerland, just go and apply. And if there's a remote position for it, you get it. You don't even have to move to Switzerland. In fact, I even told, so that's the new thing now. And it is about time we start looking at it. There are a lot of platforms that allow people to freelance, that allow people to get jobs on, or for, remote jobs across the
Yes.
world that you
Yes.
need to check. So all this, my husband lost his job last month. It not spoil anything. Let him just begin the search. Let him talk to somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. You don't have to do anybody. Just apply. Just be
That's true.
able to build a beautiful portfolio that would align with what they're looking for. And so, gone are the days. I like to believe that gone are the days of my bank, when the bank shut down, my father lost his job for 20 years. That, permit me to say it to Yoba, I had to journey. In today's world, immediately, in fact, before he loses his job, he should be looking for another one. It should be like right now. I know for sure a lot of the younger millennials. I call the people born in the 90s the younger millennials, and that's, I like to divide millennials into two. Those of us that are older, and then the younger ones. A lot of the younger ones don't even have one job anymore because of freelancing, because of remote opportunities. They don't have one job anymore. So why? What is he doing with one job? If he has one job, where you should break up with him. But then if he's your husband, I don't know what you'll do. So the shift towards remote work, but we should look at a lot of virtual collaboration. We should definitely look at the opportunities in remote working that will allow us to do more flexible things, not only find flexible work. I mean, for especially for those of us that are raising young children and we want to be there for them, there are a lot of opportunities for you to work remotely. One of my assistants, my office is in Ikeja. My assistants, one of my graphic designer, my assistant who works on graphics, lives in Songo or somewhere after Songo. So the deal was that she just does her work remotely from home. And then she says, oh, she would really like to be coming to the office. And I'm like, no problem. Can come twice a week. I was going to make it once a week, really. She really doesn't have to come. There's another person who works with us who lives in Ibadan. He just sent his design. Even WhatsApp is a collaboration platform. So people, they drop what they need them to do. They do it. A lot of the people on the team have not even met themselves. I have content strategists and content writers that I have not seen face to face, and they've been working with me going on 2 years. So these are things, and all of us are giving value, making money, and growing. Another one is personalization and targeting. And the good thing about communication is that you can personalize, you can target, especially for those of us that have been leveraging on adverts. You don't have to do, and let me just, do you know how traditional media used to be, where you can just advertise on radio, whoever listens, right? But no, if you're going to advertise now, you can actually personalize your message, you can personalize to whom you want it to reach. Of course, sometimes the algorithm gets it wrong, but a lot of times you will most likely reach the people you really, truly, truly want to target. I know I have been doing organic content creation for since 2015, 14. And one of the things I can say is that when people say, oh, how do you make money just posting things on your status? Is because I have always done personalized and targeting in my content. I don't even save your number if you don't look like you can. Like, it's not like I don't save people's numbers, or I save people's numbers. Like, when you look that, I'll just get into a group and start saving everybody's number. No, I'll save your number if you ask. And even those that ask, I'm already checking. If I write anything, is this person part of my target audience? You
Is my
can
number?
link, sign up your number. Did you give
Yeah.
me your number? And I'm sure
Ah.
it is. Ah, sign up. It's been a while that we've seen. Or I'm not sure I have your number.
Okay. Okay.
But it will change this evening. I'm not sure I could have it, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Communication strategies increasingly emphasize on personalization, and that's something that technology is allowing us to do. Now we can all filter. I mean, we can all filter what we watch. There are things that I don't watch. No offense to anyone who's passionate about the Palestine cause or something. I have a very vivid imagination, and I have terrible dreams. So content filtering is key for me. As long as much as I have empathy for all of the suffering and I cannot consume such content.
Yeah.
I'll be able to sleep. So I salute all of you that like to watch it. It's like you grew up on horror movie because I don't understand how people like, oh, have you seen it? How would you see it? How are you seeing somebody's head blow up and you are still watching it? It can't be me. So it can't be me.
I get
So
you.
and because of this, I mean, this personalization and targeting has opened new job opportunities for people that want to go into data analytics because, they've been talking about big data. I know I've been reading about big data since 2017, and now we're understanding how big data is, what a big deal it is. And because of big data, there are a lot of decisions that we're able to make and technologies for like the artificial intelligence, the AI that a lot of us are now leveraging on now came out of that thing because big data allows for the efficiency of the AI. But what the AI really does, I mean, to be able to do its job well, is to collect a lot of data and personalize it to whatever it is that is required at that moment. So for those people wondering, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know. I mean, data analysis is definitely something you want to think about. I'm not sure it's a lot of maths, but it's definitely something that is on the rise, and more companies across the world are looking for data analysts. So you should consider that.
If you're looking to boost your business brilliance, whether you're an entrepreneur, you run a school, have a restaurant, or just, an individual, you can showcase your story in Trends Watch Weekly magazine. You can amplify your influence by calling 07069385232. I'll take it again. 07069385232, or you can visit www.trendsword.co/contact/.
So cross cultural communication. So globalization, the world has become, they were calling it a global village in the early 2010. But right now, it's not even like a village anymore. It's like one family house.
Estate.
Like, like an estate. Like, if you come from towns like my own, my family house is not one house, it's one compound. It's like a small estate. All of us are related by one ancestor or the other. Agbole, they call it Agbole in
Exactly.
Yoruba.
Exactly.
That's what the word has become now. Agbole is a compound inside a village. The world has become like that. Globalization, it has intensified cross-cultural communication. And this is not just about Nigerians at the NYC camp. This is
Yes.
everywhere. I have clients. I mean, I'm literally writing a book review for someone publishing a book in Indonesia that I've never met before, that I met on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, God, my name is in a book in Indonesia. And I'm sure that that's just a very small achievement to a lot of the things that people have been able to do because of this. Well, I mean, one of my friends is doing a cooking show on Instagram, and she's able to bring foreigners to the show. I think she's done about 5 foreigners, or 3 or 4. I know there are more than 3. because they found out on social media. There are a lot of people collaborating big time on YouTube, on I mean, while looking at social, we're even looking at social interaction. People are doing big stuff behind closed doors that we are not seeing. I mean, the NGO space, the social enterprise space, Nigerians are tech guys are bringing in big money, big money, big partnership
Mm.
because of cross-cultural communication, which is necessitating awareness and sensitivity to diverse linguistic. So you have a lot of people even learning. Rapping in I saw a guy rapping in our pidgin, and he's a white guy, and I'm like, oh God,
Wow.
God, I
Wow.
beg. Um, and because all of us are now close, what it means is that there is a lot of sensitive, there's a newness to it. People are just, we're beginning to understand the world in a different way. Now, a lot of us are fans of watching. I think when this was this thing on Netflix was when this Julia Queen's book were made into a movie. Everybody, I saw that a lot of people were dressing up in 1800s English gentleman dresses. Was that the Bridgerton? When the Bridgerton movie came, it got a lot of people to just, you saw people saying my Bridgerton name is this and this and that. But those of us that read the whole book before social media became it was just like, okay, why is this new to them? And then you realize that maybe it's not new to me because I read the book in 2014. But it was interesting to watch how the world, you know, how all of us are becoming, embracing ourselves.
Yeah.
How you see white people eating fufu, and you're like, guy, that's not fufu. It's most of calling everything fufu. So because of this, there's a lot of sensitivity that it needs to that one need to be aware of. Just because you now know a few Korean words doesn't mean that you want to go do something that will be an insult to that culture. So there's a lot of people want to pay attention to be aware of, even though it looks like, oh, I understand India now. There are things that you will not know, like the natives. So the
True.
more we begin to connect with ourselves, the more we need to pay attention to to what is right, what, to what may be offensive in those languages. You know how Black Americans will use the N word for themselves, but the
Mm.
rest of us cannot use it for them. You can't just be feeling funky and start throwing the word around.
Round, exactly.
That's the kind of sensitivity that is being spoken about here. So let's be careful regardless. Social security and privacy concerns is also on the rise. I mean, I think that's probably been the number one thing for our parents. Like, what if, I know people who never use their ATM, their cards online, never. And there are some of us that don't care. If you like, carry all the ATM. The money inside it cannot even buy anything. But then there are some of us that master the art of keeping our money safe.
Mm.
And, so today, like this one, they're like, oh, dollar is one, can you cut 1,000? In my mind, I said, if I had known, maybe I would have put like 1 million naira, bought
It's
dollar
it
since
converted to dollars.
last year. But I cannot carry that money. I gotta put it on one plastic on the internet. I would rather buy it at 1.8 than lose some by
Exactly.
1 million naira last year. Come for
Exactly.
me. So, and you want to be like, oh, I should have saved in dollar. Me, I cannot save anything. God will take care of us. But so security is a big deal. Cyber security is a big deal for any. I was going to say men, but really this is a man and woman thing. If you're looking for a career in tech, forget UI UX. There's money in cyber security, and they are looking for people. They
Of
are
course.
looking for people. So you need to go check that out. You know, the country, they continue to work on a lot of technologies, a lot of people. It's not even a lot of technology. A lot of people the guys that are actually breaking even now, scoring big cash from the venture capitalists now, are actually the ones developing security apps and plugins. For those are the names you will not hear, but they are cashing out big time. So for anyone who's thinking about what to do in tech, where to specialize, definitely that's where to go. And for the rest of us, digital natives that don't want to do it, just like to listen to advice we will never take or give one that we wouldn't take ourselves.
Mm.
You have to keep you have to, just as technology is getting sophisticated, the people who leverage technology to steal, they are getting sophisticated too. So you have to be careful. The downside of using technology is just how hurtful it can be. I mean, and we're not just talking about them stealing your password. We're talking about you talking to someone for a whole year and thinking, oh, I've met my best friend, and that person is just a dupe. You have to be very careful and
Mm.
ensure that you keep your privacy safe. You have to ensure that you keep your privacy safe. It's as simple as joining a Zoom class with
Yes,
your audio muted. Because if somebody should just say, well, yeah, like, where did you put your ATM? You don't know that we are listening. And
exactly.
someone already caught you buying. Maybe they see your name like this, they go and search for you on LinkedIn. I
Mm.
got a wedding invitation last week, and instantly I went to LinkedIn. Who is this brother, Bolotiwa? Who is his family in this country? Immediately, because I'm
And
like, did
why?
this girl choose right or she just said, go and choose? Let's see. Immediately. So don't come at me thinking that Shebi is just my Zoom name that is there. Oh, ma, before you leave, somebody has your address, especially for those
That's,
of us from groups.
that's
Someone
true.
called me, was it 3 days ago, and he said, Alexa, no, it's not even Alexa, you even mentioned my name. On one group that you are, I just dropped something. I need you to feel it. I was still confused, like, feel it. I've not seen the message. So I told him that. He said, he just dropped it. I said, okay, okay, let me go and check it. That's how something popped up on my phone. I said, have you seen it? I said, I've not opened it. So while I was trying to open it, I swiped that thing off. I only realized that, that pop-up message that when somebody's trying to hack your line,
Yeah,
pop-up
they
message
give you
that comes
code or
in.
something.
So this guy wants me to call something on my own screen out to him. He must
Mm.
really think that I'm a very, very old person. I just laughed. I just caught the phone like, really? Now, of course, the emergence of technology, new technologies is one of the last things I'm talking about today, such as AI. See, stop lying to yourself that, oh, I don't get it. AI is not going anywhere. It is here to stay. And don't think that you have the rest of this year to learn it.
Mm.
Keep up. Now. Go and read something about it. The interesting thing is that AI has been here a long time. It has always been. I mean, AI is the was it this the traffic light is AI.
Mm.
I mean, it's AI. It's an example of AI. So it's not like, oh, the world is going to end. This computer, those movies we watch, all those 90s science fiction. The
Yeah.
robots are going to take over. They're not taking over anything. God forbid that they take over. In fact, we know for sure that it's not robots that will end this world. It
Of
is
course.
all. It is just you know. So now, instead of, and I see a lot of us are very afraid, like, oh, what if they take over? What if they know about you? You better go and buy Siri and use it for whatever it is that you can use it for. And finally, sustainability and ethical communication. There is a growing emphasis on sustainability and ethical communication practices, with organizations and individuals increasingly prioritizing transparency, authenticity, and social responsibility in their communication strategies. And for me, I mean, different niches, different organizations, different industries have
Yeah.
their own ethical codes for communication. But for me, as a communicator, whose my biggest focus is at the small business owners, I'm very particular about how we are marketing. I see a lot of over promise that goes on in marketing that is that just disappoints the end user. One of the things that I am particular about teaching in my classes is to ensure that Yes, when you understand how to use words, you can carry a lot of people's head away. But
Yeah.
please, please, for God's sake, don't don't misuse the power.
Yes.
Communication is a beautiful thing. When you understand the how to influence people, do not abuse it. I see a lot of people abusing it. I see a lot of people just opening their mouth and please keep quiet now. Of course, sometimes some people's cup will fill and what do they say? Drink their cup will
I feel
overflow and they'll get in
overspill.
trouble. But then there are a lot of people who would have been hurt. So ethical communication is key. And I like that the point comes with sustainability because the truth is that if you continue to do things unethically, just because you can get away with it, or just because this is social media, all those people I'm not going to mention the social media platform, but you and I know them. That the logo is black. They just talk. People just open their mouth and talk. You talk to people that you shouldn't talk anyhow to because nobody can see you. You are behind this, behind. Some people they call them the keyboard warriors. They can say things. You have to be careful. Just because there's no respect, there is. There should be careful. You must understand that your social, they're calling it the digital footprint. Your digital footprints are not going anywhere. They will be here.
True.
And the
True.
internet doesn't forget. So
At all.
please be sure. Be sure nobody's asking you to come and share your secret in the name of transparency. Nobody's asking you to allow someone to bully you just because they sound older. However, you must carry yourself with dignity. You must carry yourself with respect. You must carry yourself not forgetting that there is consequence to doing the wrong thing. So you must carry yourself ethically. I like to say that whatever it is that you are, you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're that, you are a human being, you are that awesomeness before you are a member of any platform. So please remember to carry yourself. Don't be so passionate to go and be saying things that nobody sent you. Don't get so, I see people passionate about winning arguments, passionate that they will be pulling anything out. And that is what has born for fake news and co. Please be careful. Of course, a lot of social media are doing everything to protect the ethics, to maintain ethical communication on their platform. And that's why you see that many people have lost their business pages on Instagram, for instance. And the crime is simple. You are copywriting other people's pictures, other people's designs. And you're like, but it's not a big deal. Just because we don't take it seriously in Nigeria doesn't mean the world doesn't take it seriously. You see people's pages banned, and they'll say, is it because I made a comment like that? Yes, it is. And Facebook is asking you not to comment for 2 weeks. You're laughing about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, it is a big deal. You have
It is.
been flagged. And that's part of your digital footprint. If someone needs to really dig deep about what you've been doing on those platforms, and they get a right to find, if the, for whatever reason, get the right to access your information or that
We'll
would
take
be used
questions
against you.
or sorry, sis. Zainab, I see your hand is up. Please text your question in the chat box. She's almost rounding up. We'll take questions immediately, but if you feel you forget, please just type it in. Thank you.
So in
Yes, sis.
conclusion, and you don't have to pick everything, but I'm sure that one or two have touched you. Now,
Yes.
understanding and adapting to these trends is crucial for individuals and organizations to stay informed, connected, and effective in the evolving landscape of global communication so that we can thrive and hopefully grow. So help us God.
If you're looking to boost your business brilliance, whether you're an entrepreneur, you run a school, have a restaurant, or just, an individual, you can showcase your story in Trends Watch Weekly magazine. You can amplify your influence by calling 07069385232. I'll take it again. 07069385232, or you can visit www.trendsword.co/contact/. Can we have a virtual round of applause for our guest? Okay, so I have a couple of would I say, contribution. But before I go, let me check the chat box to see if we have questions. Let me see. Yes, in fact, you people are speaking my mind. I love the fact. Let me start by saying kudos to everyone on this call because I love the fact that people are listening. It's very obvious from the chat box. First, thank you so much, sis. You did a fantastic job, and of course, I'm not surprised because, duh, like I said, you are who you say you are, and that's the period. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so while you were talking, I could relate to a lot of things that you said. And one of it is that the world is now a global compound, not even a village anymore. And I could relate because, so if you had spoken to me years back about the idea of sitting at home and working, I'm going to look at you like, who do you think you're talking to? Like, it's like, not the career woman beating all over me. I like going to office. Do you understand? Four corners, sit, say good morning to colleagues, 5 o'clock, go back home. And I did 9 to 5 for a number of years. But because of technology, because the world is as it is, because the world is global now, I honestly have not worked in like proper definition of an office since I think 2021 or 2022. My jobs have always been remote. I can be in Plateau State and I'm working, be in Bauchi and I'm working, be at home and I'm working. And this wouldn't be if not for how technology has advanced. I mean, there was the time of to go, there was the time of
Yeah.
when Facebook even started. And okay, so Mr. Musa shared a file with
Okay.
us. Mr. Musa. So there was a time where to go started and all, but the idea of remote working or earning in dollars while in Nigeria was a no-no. So like you said, AI tech is here to stay. So if you're here and you are not harnessing the gift, because it's a gift, it's a cost too, but it depends on how you use it and how you say it. And stemming from that is why I would say now the world is so global that you get to have certificates and learn skills from your own house on your phone, on your laptop, mostly free safe. I mean, Google does all these certificates. You get to, up your skill on anything you want, whether it's digital marketing, whether it's this. So honestly, nobody has any excuse whatsoever to not make the most of what we've been given. So I could really relate to, what you're saying. And when you said being flagged, let me share a personal story. My friend and I were bouncing on the streets of Instagram. And she said, I think we're joking around. And she replied me in Yoruba and said, "Mama punch or something like that." And Instagram flagged her. And in the context of
Wow.
the comments, like we both knew we were just, kidding around. For
Yes.
Instagram, it read violence.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
when she told me, I didn't believe it. Then I have this friend of mine who is an Hollywood actor. He posted he was going to do a sequel to his movie. And I went to the comment section and I was like, you have to do it. I need to know how you will kill this person again. Naming a character. And and Instagram just flagged my comments and I was inciting violence. I'm like, it's not like that. What do I want to explain to you? And instead of just arguing it out, I did the sensible thing of just deleting. So since then, I watch my language. I try not to use, I will slap you. If I was you, I'll tell you in the DM. So it's between you and I. Mark Zuckerberg has no business with whatever I'm telling you. You get. So I imagine that there was a time when you say people are being shadow banned and all. And it's because of things like this that
Yes.
you have to realize that, Instagram thinks your account is giving false information or is being, violent and all of that. So yes, I mean we absolutely have to be careful. So because our time is fast spent, I'm going to dive straight into the questions that we have for you. Are you ready? If you're looking to boost your business brilliance, whether you're an entrepreneur, you run a school, have a restaurant, or just, an individual. You can showcase your story in Trends Watch Weekly magazine. You can amplify your influence by calling 07069385232. I'll take it again. 07069385232. Or you can visit www.trendsword.co/contact/. Okay, so first question. What are some creative ways to incorporate storytelling into business presentations or marketing campaigns?
Storytelling is powerful. I mean, we were created for storytelling. When you look at all the holy books, majority of the pages are filled with storytelling. And I actually believe that a third, at least a third of the Quran, for instance, is story. It just says, and when you go and read about stories and psychological studies, and you find that they say that our brain is wired to light up. The happy hormones, the happy part of our
Yeah.
brain lights up when stories are heard. Also understand that you're selling a brand, you're selling your perception. So when you're telling stories, tell stories that speak to people's pain point or their aspiration. They want to be
Yes.
amazing public speakers. Tell them a story of when you were not so amazing, then you became amazing. So that's, I
Thank
think
you.
I've taught you storytelling. I hope
Yes,
you use it well.
you have. So, my second question, and everybody's just laughing in the comment, by the way, because they
I
can
hope they
really.
are learning. This one that they're laughing. I'm just trying to make them laugh.
Yes. So, my second question is: are there any specific communication tools or platforms that you recommend for enhancing productivity and collaboration?
Uh, well, I think a very simple one is WhatsApp. One of the things that I don't do, and maybe the tech people have all their tech stuff, I like simple platforms, simple things. I find that even as much as technology is amazing, we are complicating things that don't need complication. For
Yes.
instance, yes, an example of collaborative tool is Airtable. The Airtable app, amazing. You can put your schedule and everybody can see it. But then again, Google Calendar has it. Like I can link my Google Calendar with a lot of things.
Yeah.
I like if I open my office email now, whatever I put on that calendar, my assistant can see it. If I open it on my phone and I put anything, it will reflect on their Google Calendar on all their laptops that has practically all the laptops in my office use that email. So
Email
what it
address.
means is that everybody can see it. So yes, there are definitely a lot of them, but I'm a fan of the ones that are simple for a lot of us. Like Google on its own has practically
So,
everything you need to run things. For instance, between Zoom and Team, I think Team is very complicated. I know that the Brainiacs people are for Teams, which is very good. Microsoft Teams, okay,
yeah.
amazing. I like that you can submit assignments and you can
Yes.
submit paper on it. So that's an example. But I think that to be able to know which tool works for you, you must identify the problem that you need the tool for. So it's
To
hard
so
to say this works.
that's
So
true.
which one do you need the tool for? Once you identify what you need the tool for, just go to your Play Store and put the problem there. It will bring you an app or two. And one of the things you need to be careful of is to always check for cybersecurity and code that we were talking about earlier. I always check how many stars does it have, how many people, what are people saying
Yes. What
about
are
it.
the
Don't just
comments? Yes.
what are comments that what are the reviews that have been dropped.
News. Yes. Thank you very much. So, my final question to you is: can you share any success stories or case studies of organizations that have excelled in communication and reaped tangible benefits as a result?
So yes, social media leveraging on communication has helped me. When I started my business in 2009, I was just fresh out of service, and I didn't have a last name that opens doors. And I remember that someone told me that, oh, if you don't open the door, and I told the person without knowing anything that we're going to kick those doors open. I'll tell you for a fact that effective communication has been the only key that has helped me. I mean, I didn't even know what I was getting into in 2009, starting the media business with my tiny, tiny head and 70,000 naira that I collected from UB State the last week of service. And that was it. And to God be the glory, it was when social media, I mean, I think Facebook was in 2007, 2008, and I joined towards the end of 2009. And I would say that right now, I don't have a signboard in front of my office. I would say that 95 or 98% of my business communication is
Online.
via social media. Because
Yeah.
effective communication is not just talk. You have to be efficient. You have
Sense.
to know when to say it, what to say, how to say it.
Mm.
So I will sit down there, and when they are saying something, and good for me, I was raised in the 90s with an exposure that was just not very common. So I knew things about everything. I knew a little of something about everything. So when those big Igbo guys are saying something, I would choke it and say, listen, And then you see some people that want to rant. And part of
Mm.
communication skills to just listen. And I'll just,
Listen. Yes. You
And
learn a
then
lot
one
from
day, one of the guys bought a machine that does something, does large printing. And I'm like, instead of looking for 200K to do this on paper, I can do this on SAV. I walked up to the guy and I said, okay, if I want to do this on this like this, I know it's cheap. How much is it? And he said 5,000 naira. Adia, bring 5,000, I will do it for you. I didn't have 5,000 naira, daddy. So I told him that, I don't have 5,000, but I will put it in mind. And this guy called me and I said, Aja, I like you. I'll do it for you. Then you go and sell it and bring my 5,000 later. I'm not related to this guy. This guy is from Togo. He's Christian. I am in a shop filled with Igbo guys who are not Muslim. So it's not
it.
even because, so it's because she's a Muslim. But you see them
Mm.
come and say, can you be hardworking like this? And you're a girl. And you're in this
Yeah.
hard business. And he liked me because I talk well, I was respectful. I applied all the communication skills for building relationship. And that was what I had going for me. My first training class, that was what I had. I had been volunteering for those people. So when I came up with the workshop that same year, I went to them and said, I've developed a class on how to teach creative writing in school. I know it's not in the curriculum, but I have developed it. And they said, okay, come and teach it to our teachers. And they paid me. And that was how I built what has become the Great Learning Hub now. And the canvas murals that also saved the business in that year was because of that. And plus, so what I did was when they printed that thing for me, I had a gig in Badagry that they were going to pay me one stupid money. But I went to Badagry, collected a tent, all the 5,000 naira stuff he did for me, I hung it and I announced on Facebook that we're launching our decor today. We're launching. And I don't think at the time anybody ever did that kind of announcement that we're launching. This is 2014. Who's launching what? And the way I was clamoring the launch, you would think maybe I had imported these things from the USA.
Yeah.
No, I took ugly pictures with my tab at the time and then posted it, and people were praying for me. Oh, they're really fine. They're really fine. And I told people, tell any school you know that I'm selling this. And that was how someone from Oshogbo reached out and said they wanted someone from Ibadan reached out. And I continued to talk about this and talk about this and talk about it until we got here. I became a big girl on social media. I
Mm.
became a big girl because I continued. In fact, the story of me becoming queen of awesomeness, I was still telling somebody at work today that I did not buy it though. I woke up every day in 2018 and called myself awesome every day. Wherever I went to, I used to do a lot of MC gig then. Hi, my name is Mutiat and I'm awesome. That's how I used to introduce myself. I
Mm.
communicated it and I
Mm.
spoke to it. And every day I was determined that I want to be awesome for
And
myself.
you
And that was my
manifested it.
affirmation that and I
Mm.
kept speaking it everywhere I went. I wrote about it. I talked about it. It was my keyword in any caption, any story I was telling. And then one day somebody looked at me. I think I did something amazing for her. And she said, oh my God, indeed you are the queen of awesomeness. And that's how I became it. So communication is that powerful. And I think a lot of us are not leveraging it. We're shy. Or I don't think it's shy. I think that we were raised to believe that the less you talk, the better. Yes,
Yes.
when you don't have amazing things to say. But if you have something to say, ha,
Please
Yoruba people will say, "Ishu atenimoro kin jona." You'll be
Then
saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it and saying
people
it and saying
listen.
it. And then till it becomes, it's not even just people listening. You say it until it becomes the truth. You see, people can tell a lie over and over and over and over and over until that lie becomes our truth. So why can't we speak our truth until it becomes a known fact? I
Thank
think that's it.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know that if we keep giving you questions, you keep answering, and nobody's gonna go to bed today.
Please. I
Thank
have
you
to
so
go,
much.
Ejo.
And
Thank you.
so guys, before you go, please, our next event is coming up on the 9th of March 2024. It's going to be on Zoom. It's going to be 8 p.m. as usual. Our guest name is Teresa O'Day, and she's going to be speaking on developing learners' mindset towards overall career and business growth. You see that we are bringing some back to back, bank people and
And
bank
Teresa
topics
is good.
as
Teresa is good.
you understand. So if I were you, I would mark my calendar right now. If you need the link, please just reach out to me or reach out to Trent's Watch and just ask us and we're going to send it to you. Thank you so much, everyone who stayed on this call. We've spent a little above an hour, 30 minutes on this call, and it's been awesome. Thank you so much to our sweet queen of awesomeness for taking our time out of your busy schedule and just attending to us and honoring us. Really appreciate it. And everyone, including mine, I've learned so much today. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be in your DM. You can check her out though. She has plenty of social media handles, but the beginner
just,
space is one.
just one name, Mutiat Olawoki. It's only me that is bearing it in this whole
Yeah, check
internet.
her out on Instagram and you can reach out to her for coaching session. So thank you everyone once again. It's been an amazing evening with you, and I hope that till we meet again, we all remain awesome. If you're looking to boost your business brilliance, whether you're an entrepreneur, you run a school, have a restaurant, or just an individual, you can showcase your story in Trends Watch Weekly magazine. You can amplify your influence by calling 07069385232. I'll take it again. 07069385232. Or you can visit www.trendsword.co/contact/.